If you fell in love with Glitter Kiss like I did, like you did, you're going to love what they've come up with now.
It's called Glitter Kiss Duos, and you're going to get 2 colors of Glitter Kiss in one container.
So twice the fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you how to use them. Come play with us. Well, here they are, and we're holding them so they don't go rolling.
Right, but you're going to see that within each color, there's 2 different, with each container, there are 2 different colors, and it starts with peacock feathers, lilac frost, chocolate box, golden fire, summer beach, and crown jewels. Yay, I did it.
Good job. Okay, so we're going to set these up, and Gail's going to open one for you.
So each of these containers, it's similar to the first Glitter Kiss in that it's still water-based. It works on porous surfaces, comes in a 50 milliliter container with that little cap that, remember, don't pull it off, tip it to pop it off.
Just on its side.
Right, and be sure you wash it after each, with like soapy water after each application, and this will stay good forever. Nice and soft. And let's show you, the unique part about this is the 2 different colors.
Right.
So when they sit on their side, you're going to see, you're going to look, oh look, is that half gone? It's really not. It just sort of, if you sit it on its side, it's going to move over to the side. So I recommend storing it upright so they'll stay divided, and you have these great colors.
Right, and we're going to show you some ways you can use them.
Sure.
And we're going to start with something that really surprises me. So this is one of our new Art Nouveau cutting dies, and it is really delicate. It has these very fine lines. This is also using our script greetings. So in both cases, cutting dies, and then Gail has a little demo to show to do that.
Right, so the cutting die portion starts out like this. So die cut this from black cardstock. Now it's nice and fine and delicate, but because it's cardstock, it's actually a pretty hardy little die cut. I'm going to put that on my craft sheet, and I've got my Glitter Kiss here. And I'm going to open this up. Now there's 2 different colors in there. Sometimes it looks like they're getting a little messed up, but what we've figured out is that because they're gel based, they never really totally mix together. They'll sort of stay apart. Stay separated. Now I'm going to use the little sponge applicator on the top, popping it to the side. And because I want to use just one color, I want to use the pink, I'm actually going to, instead of taking it directly out of the bottle to get 2 colors at once, I'm just going to take a little of that pink out, just like so.
So in this way, by having them the duos, you get 2 colors, so it's costing you for 1 jar, but you're getting
2 different colors. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So on this card, the 2 different colors were used. Now I'm just going to pick that up, and I'm just going to start actually just sort of pouncing it on here.
Now, why did you use black cardstock? I kind of would have thought white.
Well, because I felt like actually this was, Susan did this, and I think that she felt that the white would sort of show through a little. It could, and so it was just easier to start with black. To make sure that you got full coverage, and if you missed any little white spot, it doesn't really show up because this is a bit of a darker color.
Yeah, it is, I see.
So one thing that Susan did is she just kind of sort of kept pouncing. And if I pounce too much while it's wet, or if I wipe too much, you can see that black coming through. So let it dry a little bit, only takes a few minutes, and then put another coat on. I just put a really thick coat on that time. But,
and what we do know is just a very light coat is what works best with Glitter Kiss, which is pretty amazing.
It's really nice. You could you could also just lightly do this and
kind of
just
stroke
get a little bit of glitter on there, or you can pounce it and get a little bit thicker coverage.
Pretty. Okay, well here it is on the card. And then also this back piece, which was done with the Design Toolkit number 3, actually both of those shapes were, that was done with the purple that's part of that same set.
And it was covered completely. I'm actually going to show you a demo for doing that, for covering cardstock completely in just a second.
And then there is the greeting, that was the script greeting, so really, really gorgeous.
It is
Then,
beautiful.
as you can see, some of the blue jewel dazzles and the silver border dazzles are at the top and the bottom, so just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
I love that. I love the script one down at the bottom because that was also covered with the glitter.
Yeah, so that's really nice. Just gives you more options. Now, we're going to go to a stencil next, And
goodness,
this
so
is part
beautiful.
of the new Crafters Workshop stencils. And you can see now this has got 2 colors. So how did you do that?
Well, I'll tell you how Susan did that.
Okay. How did Susan do
How
that,
did
Gail?
Susan do that? She started again with the black
Black, okay.
cardstock. And with this one, she's got the Lilac Frost Glitter Kiss Duo. We're going to open that one up. So you've got the silver, you've got the purple. And again, she just took, I want to wipe that off, fine. So again, she just took the purple.
Gail's just talking to herself.
I
It's okay.
am. It happens on occasion. Sometimes I'm the only one who will listen. So I'm going to put a little of that purple right here.
Beautiful color.
Be sure you put the lid on because it will dry out if you don't. And then my sponge. I'm looking around for my sponge.
Right.
Nicely, it's right there every time I need it.
On the jar, Gail.
And you just pick up some of that and you start again just pouncing. I'm just pouncing and moving. And again, if I want 2 coats, I can do that. But you're going to get nice coverage actually pretty quickly with this. So Susan,
Really, 1 coat's doing a nice job,
right,
isn't it?
so do that, and if you let it dry a little bit, you want to cover up that black, then you'll just do it a little bit more to get nice coverage. So Susan did that on 1 piece of cardstock. She got it nicely covered completely, like so. And then she took the stencil, placed it over there, taped it down with a little stencil tape, and I'm going to move it around till I get, I think she got a nice, there we go, nice look just like that.
Yeah, that big swirl.
So the nice thing about the glitter, the duo, is that now you've got silver right there. So you can pull out some of the silver, and I've got this, and I think you could spread it, but I don't think she did that. I'm going to place it here. And I think she just used this after you wash it off, you get a nice clean one. I'm just going to try to use the other side. And you can pounce it and get a nice thin layer of it, just like so. That should work.
So you were thinking almost of spreading it like you would
I think you could.
paste, yeah.
I think you can pounce it, or I think I'm going to revert to spreading. I think that's kind of
You just want to try it,
work
huh?
nicely too. Here, I've got it right here. And see if it spreads. Because it's a gel-based medium, it should go pretty easily across. There we go. So that works pretty nicely.
So it's really just how you want to do it and
Right.
what coverage perhaps you want.
So let me just
Yeah.
finish that one part of it there, and then we'll lift it and see how it looks. Gorgeous, of course.
Yes, of
absolutely
course.
beautiful. And she did that across the whole stencil,
Yeah.
of course.
Now I think that hers, the pouncing gives just a slightly lighter coverage.
Right.
So really, really lovely.
Mhm.
Okay, you want to do more?
Yeah.
So now we have this card, and wow, this is a very fun mix of a stencil. It's a rustic decor stencil, so you can see that star and the arrows.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
is that the
also-
way- I love that. I love the home sweet home and the numbers.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
And here is the embossing folder that was doing the wood texture that's in the background. So
Which
we've
is
got
really
a couple
simple.
things.
So use your embossing folder for that background, and then just lightly ink it with a little bit of brown ink, and that really makes that stand up. It's so nice.
So we've got the copper in here and the gold, and that is with one of the sets.
Probably, I don't know which one. It
Yeah.
looks to me like 2 different sets
is.
we're using this one. So if you want to grab, so it's the chocolate box. There
Okay.
we go. And Summer Beach has this nice copper, I'm pretty sure.
So there,
we
you go. So you can take the two, I guess what we're saying is you can
Sure.
take the two as they come, or you can mix them because
Right. This one would have looked great with chocolate box too,
Yeah.
because you would have got the gold and you would have got the brown. That would have been a nice look
I
too.
just don't think you can ever go wrong with copper. It's
No.
so pretty.
Absolutely.
So just absolutely lovely. Now, staying with our stencil idea, we have another one, and isn't that fun? Fresh brewed coffee served all day. Now,
I love that.
very fun in a small plaque, on a card, scrap of page.
Right in front of me in a coffee cup.
Yeah. But we've gone back to the canvas because we have some of these.
This is so fun.
And it's just stenciled that, or just use the stencil right on that canvas.
I want to lift it up a little bit while we do this so you can see. So there's that just a little bit glittery.
Yeah,
And
nice.
so I just think that's a really, and now this was for sure done with chocolate box. So you've got the chocolate
Right.
brown and you've got that gold. And again, really simple to do. What you want to do when you're working with that stencil is you want to mask off the areas that you don't want anything to go through. So just using stencil tape, Let's see if where we are.
Actually, this used
And
the
I've got
whole
stuff all
stencil.
over me. It did use the whole stencil, but you're going to mask off as you go, because when
Oh, for
you
the
want
colors.
the brown
Gotcha.
where the coffee cup is, then you're going to want to put tape around all of those little rays, tape all the way around, do the brown, remove the tape, and then let that dry. You want to remove it, let it dry, and then you want to replace it, cover up the little coffee cup with tape, and then go around and do the gold.
Right.
cetera.
And the treatment at the top and the bottom is done with the corner dazzles, because you get the border and you get, obviously, the corners.
And they stick on there. I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
And then just added a bow at the bottom. So just really a nice piece. So
It is, and these are fun. Here, I want to, because you can do something on the front, and then you can do something on the back
that's
too,
right, yes.
to use it twice. We've done that, especially with dazzles, because it's easy to take them off and put them back on and
Right.
put any kind of dazzles motif you want.
So
on.
if you wanted this maybe for every day and then maybe do a seasonal one on
Yeah,
the back, it's a great
sure.
way
or
to go.
put it for coffee lovers on the front and for tea lovers on the back. So depending on who you
Equal
invite over, there
opportunity,
you go.
that's what you're thinking? Okay. Now we also are doing some embossing folders. Now you saw an embossing folder, but it really wasn't glitter kissed. This one is, and
Right.
it is stunning.
And it's so simple to do. You're just
Wow.
going to add some different colors on there. And actually, Debbie did that. She said she used a cosmetic wedge because she felt like she was sort of mixing colors and didn't want to get all those mixed colors on her sponge. So that's something you can do. And she wanted a lot less glitter on there, so just a little bit of it. So I've got the cardstock, again with the black cardstock, because it really sort of pops. And
this is the Labels with Dots embossing folder.
All right, and which, by the way, when she was done adding her glitter kiss, she cut out around the edges, so she had that nice label, and out around the center. So after you emboss it, you've got that raised edge on there, and then all you have to do is get some of your glitter kiss. So I've got two of the containers. I think this is the Fire, Golden Fire, and Summer Beach. And like I said, that she said she used this. So I'm, in the interest of time, I'm going to do it, the way I'm going to do it is probably not the way you would do it. I would take out a little bit of some of the colors, place it on a craft sheet, but she did kind of mix them. So maybe I'll just do that. So just get
Now
a
you're
little
using
bit.
the smaller sponge just for control, because
Right,
you're just
little-
going over small
well, what
areas.
she said is you want just very little
right.
glitter kiss on there. You don't want a big glop of it on there. You really want it to be just lightly on there, because if you get too much, it's going to go down and get into the recesses, and you
Okay.
want it to sit on top of that embossed area. Oh, that's perfect.
Boy, is that pretty.
So there's the gold
at
coming
that.
through. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
But I want some of the red too. So I'm going to go back and pick up some of the red.
It almost looks like there's a little in there now.
Just a little bit, yeah. But then mixing them.
Oh, how pretty.
Now you've got that beautiful, beautiful red in there. And I'm going to turn my sponge around, clean side, and get some of the turquoise, because she added some of that also. And see what that does. And she just sort of mixed them. It makes this beautiful look.
It's really
all
pretty.
of those different colors. Another thing that she did that I want to mention, because I thought it was really a kind of an ingenious idea. Sometimes you're going to get a little bit down into those recesses. Doesn't bother me too much, but if it happens a lot and it really takes up a lot of area, you can use a black Spectrum Noir pen to remove it. It won't just cover up, it'll also remove it because it's alcohol based. I think you could probably use a blender, a blender pen as well, to remove a little bit out of that background.
So it lifts
clean
it
up. Because when you look at that card, it's really pretty
Look at
clean because she did that.
It's just beautiful. It looks
is.
jeweled.
Yeah.
It really does. And this is, I've got Spice Market paper that also has that rich, gorgeous tone
I love
to
the
it.
design toolkit used on the edge there, so you've got that
Right.
nice
And that's number
flat
10.
edge. Yeah.
And those are the word dazzles that are inside, and you can
Right.
see that Be happy, very,
Be happy.
very, very pretty. Well, we have one more, and
Okay.
so you can see that we've done cutting dies, we've done embossing folders,
Right.
we've done stencils.
Stencils.
We have a mermaid, and it certainly is the season
So
for
fun.
mermaids. And a scrapbook page.
I
So
love that.
look what's going on.
Okay, so this time, there it is. There it is on white cardstock.
Very good. Finally.
It totally shows up on white cardstock. And look at the
Oh,
detail. Now, the
wow.
detail comes from that stencil. And Debbie started by masking off with tape to do some of these different areas. But she also mixed those colors, like you can see there in the tail. Right? So you're getting the, and now these are 2 colors from one pot here. So you're getting that that combination. So that's just beautiful.
It is.
But also some of the smaller
jellyfish.
details, yeah, jellyfish, and then just let them dry and then cut them out individually. But we're going to go back to the mermaid for just a second. In her hair, if you look really closely, you see some really tiny details.
Right.
And with the stencil in place, she just used a little paintbrush, dabbed up some of the
Oh.
glitter kiss, and just went through the stencil just like that, so she could get those details. But the stencil's there, so
It's a beautiful face,
right.
too.
So
the stencil did a great
the stencil, let me just set it
Uh-huh.
over there for a second. The stencil, when it's sitting there, it's not like you have to draw that. That's all right there for you. So just paint right through, sort of like paint by numbers, just those tiny little details. But most everything else was a nice big area that goes on pretty quickly.
So beautiful.
It is
Okay.
beautiful.
So what we're doing is doing 2 bundles.
Right.
Of course, the 6 glitter kiss, the duos,
Of
as
course.
you would imagine.
Right.
But then we're also doing a second one with the 4 stencils that we've shown you. So you just have a wonderful collection, and then you can
Right.
use cutting dies, embossing folders, anything.
You can just
anything.
use it to add a little bit of glitter and shine to just about anything that's porous. You can even use these on wood.
Yes, they're beautiful. So have fun with your glitter kiss duos as the design team did.
Yeah.